before talaga, it was very, very common, no? But now, wala na. Kaya nga, alam mo, naiintindihan ko yung mga tao kung sinasabi nila, bakit kailangan ko ng anti-discrimination? Eh, itong mga taong to, alam nila, kasi yung mga taong yan, may mga boss ng LGBT, sa mga kumpanyang pinagtatrabahuan nila, umamin kayo.
Tama.
Umamin kayo, hindi ba? Siguro napaka-rare na makakita ng kumpanya ngayon na wala kang boss na LGBT.
Totoo.
And that was very different from our time. It was almost unheard of. Ngayon, Diyos ko Lord, siguro bawat kumpanya sa Pilipinas merong LGBT na manager, basta higher ops, no? Yun naman sasabi ko, everything needs, everything has its own time. Kaya pinaglaban nga nila yung same-sex marriage. I don't think same-sex marriage will ever happen in your lifetime. I don't think even in the immediate future or in the far future. Just focus on the practical aspect of relationship. Yun na, binigyan ko na kayo ng clue. Kaso gusto yung gumaya-gaya sa Amerika, etc. Ganun na kasimple. Anything else, Leo?
Yes, with that, Ms. Tas, are you, in your opinion, is there inequality in the Philippines when it comes to gender preferences when it comes to workplace?
Ano yun?
Parang with what you have, walang inequality sa workplace when it comes to gender bias sa workplace of the Philippines?
Well, Leo, in the first place, working in a company is not about equality. It's about meritocracy.
Tama yan.
Working in a company is not about equality. It's about meritocracy. Kaya nga, if you do your job well, bakit kailangan pumasok ang usaping equality? Kaya nga ganun, di ba? That's what you should be fighting for. Na if I did my job, that's what should matter. And not whether I am black, I'm white, I am pink, I'm red, I'm this. And that was actually what the LGBT movement was fighting before in the 90s. No? Na, let's forget about gender. Ganun na nga, can you imagine in the 90s, ganun ang eksena ng mga tao na gender shouldn't matter. Kailangan, wala, it should be about merit, ganyan. And ngayon, Diyos ko, suddenly it's about pronouns. What the hell? Hindi ko siya maintindihan. Because I was growing up trying to convince people it's not about what I am, but what I can contribute. Ngayon naman, kailangan may pronouns. Pronouns. I want people to value me for what I contribute to the table. No? Ganun na kasimple yun. Okay, go Leo. Ano pa?
Isa pa po, request na lang po, Ms. Tas, can we take picture po para meron akong kamay? Yes. Ms. Tas. Thank you. Smile, 1, 2, 3. Thank you so much. Yes. Bye po. See you next time.
Hello, Sas.
Ace from Glasgow, what's up?
Hey, what's this? Pinaakyat mo na ako before when the topic was about yung mga ayuda programs of Congress. I don't know if you can still recall that discussion. That was actually a morning here in the UK. But anyways, let's talk about you because this is up close and personal with you.
Of course.
So my first question, and I hope you won't mind me asking these personal questions. Are you Beijing based?
Yes, I'm based in Beijing.
Oh, okay, that's great. And my second question is, what do you think? Okay, the country. Philippines, of course, no? The country in question is the Philippines. What do you think our country needs right now to become or to be the next Singapore? And I need your honest answer.
Well, the Philippines needs a Lee Kuan Yew.
Yeah, exactly.
It needs an iron fist. It needs a strong authority figure. It needs cleansing.
Yeah, tama. Massive revamp, no?
Massively, Diyos niyo, Santisima Trinidad. Kaya ko si RD, no? Namit ko yan before, sabi ko sa kanya, alam mo problema mo? Sabi ko sa kanya, nagtira ka pa kasi.
Yeah.
Sabi ko sa kanya, nagtira ka pa kasi, hindi mo pa tinapos, nagtira ka pa. Sabi sa kanya nun talaga, magpapakulong ka na lang din. Tinapos mo na, pareho lang din naman, yung punishment.
Yeah. I totally agree. And I agree with you na kailangan talaga massive revamp, not just not only in in all government agencies but also in Senate, and also in HOR. Na talagang the people na should be leading these government agencies and people in Senate and Congress or in both houses, dapat talaga they have they share the same beliefs and aspirations of someone like the RRD, di ba? Na talagang okay, massive revamp, and our aspiration or our goal is to like I said, become the next Singapore or what have you. My second question, or it's a follow up actually. Since massive revamp to, and the closest person in mind na pwedeng to become the next PRRD is Sara. Okay, so assuming Sara assumes the presidency, in the immediate or near future or in 2028, and she invites you to become a member of her cabinet, ano magiging sagot mo?
Oh no.
Why not?
I have already priorities in life.
Okay.
And I am already 43. And given the longevity, life expectancy in the Philippines is only until, sabihin na natin, 75. So, 75 minus 42, anong sagot dyan? 75 minus 42 is?
75 minus 42, it's 43. No, not 43. Okay, it's 33.
33. So, I only have 33 years in my life. So, pag ganyan, I just want to dedicate those 33 years in contributing something to the wider knowledge of humanity. like a true cosmological woman. So 33 years is not a long time, Ace. If you're going to think about it, 33 years is just like 10 years. So,
Correct.
syempre, yung first, yung sabihin natin, yung energy mo lang yan, na may youthful energy ka pa, would be 20 years, no? And the remaining 10 years would be declining cognitive abilities, etc.
Yeah.
So,
Agree.
yun ang isip ko na parang, what for? So, yun ang sinasabi ko, no? The Philippines doesn't need, I don't think the Philippines will improve with this kind of system.
Yeah.
It has to be an overhaul. It has to be an
Yeah.
overhaul. Because,
Mhm.
wala nang, how should I say this? Wala na tong, paso na itong ganitong sistema. Kaya kahit ilagay mo dun si Sarah, she might be able to accomplish some things, but after her 6 years, things will go back to what they were used to be. Just like itong nangyari kay PRRD, di ba? Paakyat na, pabago na ng pabago. Biglang may pumasok, nasabing continuity. O ano nangyari, di ba? Bumalik ulit sa dati, naging much worse pa. So, ganun lang kasimple yan. Tapos ano na para tayong, ang Pilipinas ay para itong kotse mo ng 70s. Okay pa siya, umaandar pa siya, pero kailangan mo na palitan given the realities of life, no? So gayon na nga, iniisip ko na yun talaga, no. As of this moment, my answer is no, because may mga gusto akong gawin sa buhay ko, and I don't want to get distracted because meron akong grand goal in those remaining 30 to 33 years of my life. And realistically speaking, ganun talaga, dahil ang life expectancy lang naman sa atin, average is up to 75 kung sinuswerte ka, di ba? So ganun lang. So within 75,
how about instead of becoming a full-time government employee, Sarah gets you as an independent contractor or consultant for, I don't know, improving our foreign relations or drafting better international policies.
Pag ganyan, I'll cross the bridge when it gets there.
Okay.
Ganun lang.
Now my next question is, why China? Why not the UK, or why not take your PhD in the Netherlands? Kasi galing ka naman ng Leiden, and there are a lot of world-renowned and famous institutions na teaching, and merong mga research achuchuchu dito sa Europe.
Well, because I'm tired of Europe. Parang wala nang Europe cannot give me anything new anymore in my life. We live in Europe for about 10 years, and the world is so small, and the world is so vast to limit ourselves in one area of the world. So I have not everyone maybe is as blessed na katulad ko na maraming options in life. But if I have options in order to pursue education in other cultures, why not? You know?
Yeah, agree.
Di ba? Bakit hindi ko kailangan ilimit ang sarili ko sa Netherlands for the rest of my life? I want to know the world. I think that is when I was a child, that's one of my grand ambition. I want to know the world. So if that means that I really want to know the world, no? Because it's just me. You know, it's that childhood curiosity in me to know the world in its full spectrum. So, nalibot ko na ang Europe. Alam ko na wala nang itadagdag pa yung educational system dyan sa Netherlands. And sa Netherlands kasi, ang PhD dyan ay trabaho. And meron silang eksaktong program. So, meron eksaktong topic, and you only work within that topic. Tapos may research work ka, and meron ka ring teaching load. Ano yan, masakit yan sa ulo. You're doing research, and at the same time, magtuturo ka. Haggard yan, hindi nakaka-moist. Dito, wala akong teaching load. Wala akong teaching load dito, and I am free to pursue whatever research track that I would like to do. And I love that because I can be creative. Plus, I'm in Beijing. Who doesn't want to be in Beijing? Like, everyone in Europe, if you tell them that you have lived in Beijing, they would be amazed at you that Beijing is one of the hardest for expats to go to.
Yeah. So is the air quality better now compared to
Iba na siya.
Kasi
Iba na siya.
as in talagang, my God, I have to wear.
Haggard daw.
Grabe, as in I have to wear
Wala na siya.
every day.
Kaya nga iba yung Beijing na alam ng mga tao before. Kailan ka nasa Beijing noon?
I was actually in Wuhan. I worked in China for a year, and then I traveled a bit in China. So I went to Beijing just to check out the scenery. So that was 2014, 2015, and
iba na yung
quality was really bad.
Iba na yung Beijing ngayon. Parang they were so successful in bringing down air pollution. And kaya nga, pag sinasabi sa akin na kamusta naman yung air, parang hindi ko naman dama yung sinasabi yung air pollution. Kasi ang standard ko talaga ng air pollution is pag nilinis ko ang skin ko ng cotton buds, madumi.
Yeah, true.
Aminin mo sa Pilipinas, paglabas mo ng bahay mo at pagbalik mo, tinan mo, gumaganyan ka sa bulak at ganunin mo yung pes mo, madumi. Dito hindi. Kaya sabi ko, ano pinagsasabi nilang madumi ang air? Kasi gano'n batayan na madumi ang air, kumakapit sa balat yung dumi, which is actually so common in Manila na pag lumabas ka, pagbalik mo, i-cotton ball mo yung mukha mo ng astringent or whatever, na cleanser, pag ganun mo, madumi. So,
literal na ang Manila.
So gano'n. Kaya ako hindi ko na dadama yung air pollution. Siguro noon naman talaga meron kasi dati, 'di ba? Sabi ng mga tao daw dito, so sobrang polluted ng air. Dura sila ng dura sa daan.
Yeah,
Wala na ako nakikita ng dura sa daan.
And yung hindi na parang when you take a picture, hindi na siya cool, yung parang hindi na hazy, hindi na yellow. Kasi ganyan yung quality ng pictures namin before eh. Parang yellow, parang merong yellow background.
Iba na ngayon. It's malayo-malayo na yun dun sa nakaraan. Okay. Anything else?
Okay. That's it, girl, and I wish you all the best, and my prayer and my hope for you is sana maging independent contractor ka ni Sarah. Yun lang.
Pag gusto ng military. Ganun lang. Okay,
Oh,
bye.
okay. Thank you, girl. Bye.
Bye. Okay, ang ating next, I see Harwich. Harwich, hello Harwich.
Hi, Sas.
Oh, hello.
Naririnig niyo po ako?
Yes.
Ito,
Welcome to Up Close and Personal with Sas Regando Sasso.
thank you. Follower niyo po ako since 2016. Kilala mo si Duterte. Actually, curious na ako sa kanya kasi yung mga Pakistani doon, Bengali, even the Saudis, they are introducing Duterte. Tapos, binentahan ako ng cut. Tapos, nung nahook na ako dun sa kay Duterte, doon ako nagsimulang nag-follow siya. Kasi yung mga ideas na pinupost mo, parang bago sa utak. Ganun. Tapos ang question ko is, regular na ba yung up close and personal? Like, yung kay Atty.
Wala lang, gusto ko lang. Naisipan ko lang ngayong gabing ito.
Tapos yung next question ko po, ano pa yung mga gusto niyo gawin sa buhay?
Ngayon, nakafocus ako sa aking PhD. So, I wanna pursue it. Yun lang. Yun lang gusto ko gawin sa buhay ko. Right now, is gawin ang aking itinakdang gawin na naaayon sa aking gustong i-pursue na scholarly topic. Ganun lang kasimple. Wala na akong kahilingan sa buhay because naranasan ko ng lahat ng naranasan ko sa buhay. So, ngayon ito lang talaga gusto kong focus.
Tapos, for example, alam naman namin na nung time ni President Rodrigo Duterte, parang may mga inaalok sa position, I don't know kung ito yun. How about, for example, sa 2028 at manalo si Sara? Kung yari lang, kahit ayaw mo, anong gusto mong cabinet position?
Wala talaga. Sorry.
Sa mga, for example,
It's like asking,
education.
it's like asking me to drive a car among bad choices. Wala talaga. It's that the Philippines need a systems overhauling. Like systems overhaul. That has been my position for a very, very long time. So that's my position. It needs a systems overhaul. Reset, you need to reset it. Ganun lang kasimple yun. So, kung makita mo ako dyan, biglang, ay, bakit si Sas nandyan na? O di parang, ano ko, engot? Sabi ko nga, systems overhaul. You gotta do systems overhaul. If you're going to keep the same system by perpetuating it, that is idiotic. Parang, systems overhaul. Ganun lang. Ano ba to? If you don't do systems overhaul, kahit sino pa ilagay mo dyan, maybe they will be achieve a little, and then pagkatapos nila, babalentong kili sa dati. Ganun lang. Kaya nga, systems overhaul. Kailangan talaga itong drastic change, spring cleaning, purge, and a complete overhaul. Parang paglilinis ng bahay, kailangan talaga nito ng general cleaning.
Actually, ayun na yung follow-up question ko. Ayun na, ano sa tingin niyo pwede maging turning point? Na parang, kailangan ba mabago yung form of government natin? Ano do you think?
Ano maging turning point? Pag napagod yung mga Pilipino, hindi ka pagod ang mga Pilipino eh. Pag umabot na, matagal mapagod ang mga Pilipino para magkaiso sila ha. Kita mo yung colonialism. It took them 300 years para magkaroon ng bonggang-bonggang revolusyon. It took them 300 years. Oh, mula kay Magellan, doon lang nila naisip na kailangan tayo magtulong-tulungan. 300 years. So, given that, kailangan, I think, kailangan may either mapagod na yung mga Pilipino or, ayoko na sabihin, mag-inciting sedition ako.
Opo, tama.
But dito systems overhaul. Gano'n lang, okay.
That's true.
Okay,
Last
anything
question.
else, Harry?
Last question, total up close and personal naman to. Kamusta yung love life mo?
Hindi ko siya iniisip. I don't, hindi siya iniisip, hindi ako nagpa-pursue. At ayoko, kasi kung makipagrelasyon ako ngayon, masasaktan lang yung relasyon ko dahil hindi ako magkakaroon ng oras sa kanya. Dahil pag ako ay nag-aaral, nakatutok ako sa pag-aaral. And nangyari na yan sa buhay ko noon, na may karelasyon ako, nag-aaral ako, hindi ko nabibigyan ng attention yung partner ko. So nagka-leche-leche yung relasyon ko because of that. So I don't want to go through that again. And I don't want to do that again to somebody else. So kung makikipagrelasyon, siguraduhin makikipagrelasyon. Ganun lang ang aking natutunan sa buhay. Kaya I don't want to go through the same mistake again. I'm not gonna say that it's a mistake, but I don't want to go through that kind of situation again. Ganun lang. Anything else, Harriet?
Wala na po. Thank you so much, Miss Sas. Thank you, God bless.
Bye.
Bye.